Hello everyone, this is the artist formerly known as James Dawson. How are you? Sorry it's been so long since I've put anything on my YouTube channel. I'm a terrible vlogger. I'm never going to be a vlogger. Let's just give it up. Just give it up. It's not going to happen. However, I'm always on Instagram and always on Twitter. So if you give a shit about my life, that's where you can find out about it. This is my yearly roundup of YA books, but before I go into my favourite books of this year, I just wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody who was so supportive when earlier this year I came out as trans. Thanks for sticking with me. Obviously, the transition is going to take a really long time. In fact, I don't think it ever really stops. But watch this space because something very exciting is coming up in the first week of January, and that's when I'm going to be revealing what my new name will be. Exciting. 2016 is going to be a great year. There's so much coming up. Mind Your Head comes out on January the 4th now. That's the non-fiction book all about teen mental health and just actually anybody's mental health. So that's coming up next. I'm going to be coming back to Ireland in February. I'm so excited to be back again. And then, of course, first week of March, World Book Day and Spot the Difference. My title is one of the World Book Day titles this year. So I'm very excited about that. It's going to be a party. So without further ado, here are my top 5 YA reads of 2015. Now, here's the thing. These are just my favourites. My hair's doing a thing. When will it grow out? I haven't read all of the YA books, so there might be better YA books out there, but these were just my favourites. It's reading. It's subjective. So the first one is... It's Monsters. This might be backwards. I don't know. It's Monsters by Emerald Fennell. She's off Call the Midwife. It's amazing. You won't read a darker YA book this year. And what I love about it is that it's written like a children's book. The main character is this very strange, immature little girl who gets into some very dark things when she meets another young man who enjoys murder as much as she does. It's quite a skill to pull off something so dark and get away with it. And I think Emerald does. You should check it out. And my next read, I'm just going through the order that they're set on my knee. There is no order. The next read is Lisa Williamson's The Art of Being Normal. Lisa is my work wife. The Art of Being Normal is such a tender story. It's so lovely to have trans characters front and centre in a book. But strangely, I don't really think it's a story about transitioning. I think it's a story about family much more than it is a story about transitioning. I would really recommend it. It's about to come out in paperback next January, I think. Next on my list, this is a bit of a cheat because it's not actually out officially in the UK just yet, but it is forthcoming. It's Courtney Summers's All the Rage. Again, that might be backwards. It's based on the Steubenville rape trial in America. It's about a girl very much rebuilding her life after she's been raped and what happens when another girl is raped. Will she be brave enough to come forward and tell her side of the story? But it had a real message of strength and hope that really resonated with me because I think there's always hope and there should always be hope. Next up is the latest from Patrick Ness. It's The Rest of Us Just Live Here. I think it's one of Patrick's best books in that it's very considered and very thoughtful and maybe a little bit quieter than some of his other books, but I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I think it's a very reflective novel about what happens when you are not the chosen one, surrounded by chosen ones, but it's way more interesting than Dawn Summers or Xander would probably suggest. Last one on my knee is Julie Mayhew's The Big Lie. It's a wonderful sort of alternative parallel universe where the Nazis won the war and what would have happened in the United Kingdom if we were under Nazi rule, and particularly what would happen if you were a young gay girl living under Nazi rule. And Julie's done a wonderful job. It's so well researched and so well thought out, and the world she's built is really scary and it's very subtle as well, which I liked. And the last book is not on my knee because I lent the proof to my other sister wife, Non Pratt. It's called When Everything Feels Like the Movies. It's by Raziel Reed. It's out next February in the UK, but that is absolutely one to watch out for. To be honest, When Everything Feels Like the Movies is probably my personal favourite book of 2015, just because it's so scandalously rude and unflinching, and it's kind of what I've been waiting for in a YA novel, something which really goes there in terms of sex and sexuality, and it's certainly going to raise some eyebrows. So that's enough from me. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely holiday, and I shall see you in 2016 with a new name and hopefully less fucked up hair. All right, bye, bye.